Hello, Meriam. Thanks for taking time to talk to the integrator, Meriam. Meriam, you are the Senior Regional Director at Middle East, Turkey and Africa at SentinelOne. Meriam, tell us about your role and what you do with regards to the company. How long have you been?
Thank you. Thank you for the question and thank you for having me. I lead the sales team for the Middle East, Turkey, and Africa. That's roughly 70 countries across the region. And my role is actually to grow the business for SentinelOne in this region. And I work in collaboration with the management and leadership outside of the Meta region, supporting our customers and working with our partners and alliances.
So, Miriam, SentinelOne recently inaugural event. You had One Connect Dubai, and that. What were your key takeaways from the event, and how did it shed light on some of the pressing cybersecurity challenges in the industry?
That's a good question. So One Connect is our new flagship event in the UAE. And what we did this year, this is the first year where we're running it. What we did this year is we wanted to speak to the customers and share with them insight about the cybersecurity in general. We collaborated with IDC and AWS as alliances. And we wanted to share the insight about the challenges in cybersecurity, but also the opportunity and the opportunity of adopting AI to basically expand and create value for our customers and allow them to secure their infrastructure in a much better way. So what we did this year is we shared insight with regards to threat attacks. We shared the stories with regards to what we see in terms of threat actors and emerging threats. But we also did something that's quite unique in this event. So we did a workshop where we went through the kill chain analysis and we looked at strategies for remediation. And the reason why that was interesting is because we put people in groups around the table, and it was impressive to see that the 8 people around the table couldn't get to one decision on the kill chain analysis, and how their decision with regards to how to remediate certain attacks can be so different. So we had to take votes, of course, a lot of these agreements, but it was very interesting to see how different people in different companies and also different structures do react to those cyber attacks and how they analyze those cyber attacks and analyze the risk. We also took time to talk about the future of cybersecurity with AI. And that was more of a general view of what the customers see today. But we also shared some specifics with regards to SentinelOne cybersecurity vision, the roadmap, our product roadmap. We shared the facts about our technology. And we definitely spent time sharing with the customers our latest and greatest around the autonomous SOC.
Miriam, you just said that people couldn't agree on a single, a single thought or an idea. What are some interesting thoughts that you saw flying around there?
So some of the thoughts were, and I will take one con as an example here. So when we had some people from the risk team, and from a risk perspective, people were more interested to see how can I act very fast and I stop information from leaking rather than looking at the overall picture to say, well, I do understand that there is a risk, but I also want to make sure that I go towards identifying what is the source and reacting to that source. While when we look at the SecOps and people that look at the operations, the people that are looking at identifying what are the threats, etc., they were more interested to look at the analysis and look at an overall solution rather than very specific. So those were two of the examples that we had in OneCon, for instance.
Miriam, Purple AI, a good name to hear. Tell us more about the new Purple AI capabilities and what role does Purple AI play in supporting the security team?
So Purple AI, as launched by SentinelOne in months ago, is an AI security analyst that is quite developed. It's a new technology designed to empower the SecOps to make sure that they automate the threat hunting, and also it helps them quite a lot in the investigations and the investigation process. The new release of Purple AI emphasizes that what we do is we use natural language, and SecOp can use natural language to build queries and deal with the data. And the way they do that is they actually do it in a conversational way. So they use simple language that is then transformed into a query, an advanced query. The query is run. This is a matter of seconds, and then you get the results of a threat hunting, an advanced threat hunting. But then what you can also do is encourage collaboration, because those queries can either be saved or shared. So we put them in notebooks and they can be shared between teams. The beauty of that technology is not only it allows the customers to understand the alerts that they have, identify what is true positive, what is false positive, but it also assesses thousands of alerts, making the decision very accurate compared to what you do if you have to do it manually and you have to build your own queries. The second thing is also it allows the analyst and security analyst to get back more time so that they spend it in strategic and critical tasks. And it's not only this. So we've been with many customers that today they are requested to actually build reports for the management to understand what's the risk and what's the cybersecurity challenges that the corporate or the organization sees. Those analysts spend days and weeks to actually prepare those reports, and it is very much dependent on the person that is building them. So the analysis is also depending on the people that are building those reports. With the Purple AI, what we do is we are actually giving those reports and producing those reports, but we're also looking at the base queries, and we're also looking at the follow-up questions. So let's say you're coming up with a certain question for a threat hunting. We understand the context that you're trying to lead with, and then we give you follow-up questions that allow you to have a much broader view on what are the threats that are going on, and how you can tackle them, and how you can seek resolution.
So the analysis is quite large in terms of the threat being analyzed. You give the entire scope of the threat, the source of the threat, and the Purple AI's capabilities are at understanding the threat at large. Is that true?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, now let me ask you about the Singularity Hyperautomation, that is the no-code solution for building, automating security workflows. How does this empower the SOC teams, and particularly in mitigating threats like ransomware and insider attacks? We see a lot of ransomware threats, and cybersecurity threats are growing and large by leaps and bounds. How do you find that?
Yeah, so that's nicely said. So it is a new intelligent system that allows customers to build and rapidly build their SOC. It's a next gen SOC that we're talking about here, that is based on full automation, a proper detection and response to threats and alerts. When we're looking at that next gen SOAR, and when we talk about the hyper automation, it's the ability of the Singularity platform to provide dozens of out-of-the-box workflows that are built. And those dozens of workflows allow the customer to come back and then understand what are the common cyber threats, look at specific use cases, develop them, and be able to understand the activities, but also the users, and understand what is the customer supposed to look at when it is about making decisions on the threat hunting and detection and response. How does that help the customer? So first of all, it helps the customer stay ahead of all the attacks. That's what the customers first come for. But then when you look at it in terms of platform usage, what you provide the customer with as well is the ability to contain the cost of the platform that they're using, because now you're having multiple services that are
Mm.
sitting on one singularity platform, one data platform that ingests multiple sources and combines all this data for a proper analysis. But it's also empowering their teams. And one of the biggest challenges that we've been seeing with the customers is the challenge that they have with people. Empowering analysts, finding the analysts to start with, empowering them, and also being able to give them the tools that will make their job much easier and elevate their job role today. Now, what we use for that next gen SOC is we use a combination between AI, automation, and we also use our data platform, which is the AI SIM.
So this is like custom workflows, and it accelerates the response also with concepts like workflow suggestions. So, Mariam, how long has you been developing Singularity Hyperautomation as a platform, and what is, can you tell me and help me understand what's client's response after providing the solution to the client? How do they, what's the positive response that comes out from the client?
Yeah. So when you look at the company was built 13 years ago, and
Mm,
the whole concept of EPP and EDR changed because we brought that element of AI. So the whole product is based on AI. So AI for detection, AI for response, etc. So when the company launched the product, we launched it already with an AI flavor. Now we keep on developing the product and adding more layers and adding and empowering the platform with more AI. But that was always the base of our technology. Now, what does the customer think? So when we propose to customers our solution, it is usually as a replacement for other endpoint protection technologies or protection and detection technologies where AI is not being used. And in a lot of cases, they are based on signatures. And as we know now, the principle of AV is dead, because all
mm,
the attacks that we see are new attacks, are new threats, right? And if you don't have a technology that can identify a zero-day attack, then the technology will fail. So what our platform provides, our Singularity platform, is based on AI, where we analyze the threats, we understand and we specify that this is a threat that needs to be either blocked, killed, quarantined, or rolled back, depending on what's the critical state of the customer. Customers are very happy with the technology because it is easy to use, and allows them to have a visibility on the threats that they face day in, day out.